to the channel for another video for you guys. Simon's Side of Football. Please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It would be much appreciated. So last night there were reports out that Spurs had entered a race for Rodrygo. For me, it's not going to happen. I think there's more chance of me building a rocket ship and flying it to Pluto. You know, the player won't want to come. The wages will be too much. The fee will be too much. We will not pay that fee and pay the wages that he would want. And the player, certainly I could not see wanting to come to Spurs. It's just a PR stunt from Daniel Levy. You know, just dangling in a carrot for you guys, just to have that, you know, think, oh, we're going to go get Rodrygo, or we got a chance to get Rodrygo. There's absolutely no chance that we're going to get Rodrygo. You know, even the most deluded Spurs fan must realise this. Yes, Daniel Levy said we want to start acting like a big club. We want to buy. I mean, we want to be winning the Champions League. We wanted to win the league, but at the moment we are nowhere. We are levels below of a player like Rodrygo. You know, Rodrygo's in the calibre of like a Dembele. You know, like an Ousmane Dembele. He's just not going to come. He'll more likely go to someone like Bayern Munich or Liverpool or someone like that. He's not going to be coming to Spurs. I'll be very, very, very surprised if he ends up at Spurs. It'll be like a, I don't know, when was the last time we bought a player like that? You know, who's already a world-class player. Probably Klinsmann. Someone like that was probably the last time. We don't do things like that anymore. You know, it'd be great to have him. You don't get me wrong, I'll be over the moon, but it's not going to happen. For me, if you're going to spend 80 million, you know, if we've got 80 million to spend like that, why don't you go out and go and get a Polinia and Matoma? Someone like them, someone who's going to improve us, someone who's realistic, who could both come to Spurs, who would improve our team and start getting us up to the next level, because we need to build a team before players like that would want to come to Spurs. You know, it's not going to happen. That's in my opinion. I'll be, you know, if I get in the mudded, I'll be very surprised, but I can't see that one happening. You know, we do need to get some people over the line now. It's just, you know, the Morgan Gibbs White one is just dragging on. You know, who knows when what's happening with that. You know, we started becoming interested in Polinia, and then there was talks about a loan move. We'd want a loan move, but then what comes out is Spurs would need to sell a midfielder first. You know, act like a big club, get the player in first. You know, at the moment, no one's leaving Spurs at the moment. If we're just going to be sitting on our thumbs, we're left behind as it is. It's just going to take so long for us to bed these players in. You know, we've got our tour coming next week. This time next week we leave on our tour. You know, and we've only got Kudus through the door. You know, as a first team player who improves us is Kudus. It's the only one. We need a number 6. Go and get a Polinia. You know, worry about getting rid of likes of Bissouma or Archie Gray on loan afterwards. Get the player in first. Like teams like Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, they don't worry about that. They get their player they want in first, and then they worry about that. That's how you act like a big club. You know, we need to get these players in. You know, we still need a left back for cover. We need a left winger. We need to, you know, if Morgan Gibbs White's not happening, move on. Go and get like an Elliott from Liverpool. You know, you see clubs like Sunderland, they've made 7, 8 first team new players coming in. They're acting like more of a bigger club than us. They've given themselves a real chance this year. You know, their levels are different to us. Their levels are to try and stay in the Premier League, and they've given themselves the best opportunity of doing that this season already. And we're not, you know, and we're in 20th of July. They've bought 7 or 8 players. They're about to get Xhaka in, who wants to go to Sunderland, who would be a great signing for them. You know, so, you know, we need to change. We need to start getting some of these players in for the tour, because at the moment we are nowhere near ready for the season. Nowhere near. We need so many players in to change. It just needs to change. We're all fed up. I think us fans are all fed up, and we're linked to this player. Oh, we're interested in this player. You know, it's all well and good. We're interested in players for weeks and weeks, and then you don't hear anything. Then it's another player. Then it's another player, and nothing ever happens. You know, the other week when we got Kudus in, and then the next day we had a bidding for Gibbs White. Okay, the Gibbs White one was not quite our fault. Well, it doesn't seem to be our fault. And we thought, right, things are changing, things are changing. This is 10, 11 days ago. And since then, nothing's happened. We haven't got that number 6 in we need. That's one of the most important positions as the way Thomas Frank plays. Is we need someone to play in that double pivot. We need someone in there who's going to have that bit of steel, a bit of grit, who can put his foot in, to break up play. We ain't got that sort of player, and we need one in. Polina would be a great addition to doing that. Even if it's a loan for a year, it'd be a great addition. But no, like Spurs has always done, right? We need to sell first. We need to sell a midfielder first. Let me know what you guys think. But for me, I just think it's stupid. We'll have to see what happens. But we're playing Luton on Saturday. It'll be nice to have another one or two players in before then, which is not going to happen. But we'll have to just wait and see what happens. But for me, it's ridiculous. We need to get players out the door. Richarlison needs to go, Basuma needs to go, Archie Gray needs to go out on loan, or whatever you're going to do with Archie Gray. Brian Hill needs to go. He's been here for about 4 or 5 years. I'm surprised he's still got a contract at the club. He needs to go. Solomon, he needs to go. We just even like Ben Davis is still here. We've still got Ben Davis around the club. We've got about 9 centre backs, and if we've got about 9 centre backs, why do we need Ben Davis still here? It's just nothing ever changes. Well, that's my rant for today. Please let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Come on, you Spurs.